Good afternoon, everybody. And again, welcome back again with another live show on the channel. Yes, it is the match review and player ratings show from yesterday's 1-0 victory against Everton at home at St James's Park. And again, what a goal it was by Miggy yesterday. Not to mention, it was against Little Arms himself, who had no chance of saving that at all. Not to mention, I don't think any keeper saving that for me at all. The strike was just absolutely mind-blowing, as you can see by the video title of today's show as well. And I've got Mason joining me again as well. Well, of course, guys, you know the drill. If you enjoy, please do stick the thumbs up. Of course, hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're enjoying the content and you're not yet subscribed, do smash the subscribe button. It's completely free to do so, and it does help really build up the channel as well. Hit the notification bell because it will let you know whenever I am live or whenever there's a video that has been come out on the channel as well. Feel free to donate because we do have Super Chat available, and feel free to become a member as well. And Miggy has scored more goals than the likes of Ronaldo. Yes, he has this season, hasn't he? Even Grealish as well. I mean, out of all, even Grealish since he joined Manchester City as well, Miggy has more goals than him as well. I mean, the lineup. Of course, we'll get into the lineups. It was the same. Mason, were you a bit surprised or not really?
Not really, because it showed you against Man United that we've got a good side, and I mean, from obviously the game on Sunday against Man United, then what's the point of changing it last night, because it works.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I was not surprised. I thought possibly Willock would have come straight back in for me. He didn't. He came on way early in the second half as well. So, thoughts on what the Everton fans did after the game? I mean, they haven't started getting into trouble with our fan base, weren't they?
I mean, young bands, old people, just no need, because we're playing, because you're going home after the game, and I mean, what was the point? Yes, it got beat 1-0, but why do that?
Yep. Sorry, Mason, that your Everton lost. Sorry, Gordon was crap. He definitely was.
He was.
We need to talk about him later on during the stream.
Not just him. It wasn't just him. It was all the Everton. But the defense was okay because they've got experience at the back, but the rest of the team not good enough.
I mean, I thought Calvert-Lewin did look fit at all.
Nah, he was just thrown. I've just said he was thrown into the deep end, but why did they not start Mopey? Because when he came on, he looked fit when he was running and going for the ball. We didn't see that from Calvert-Lewin.
No, I mean, it was just his header that went over the bar. That was the only chance Everton had throughout the game, and that was it. They couldn't break us down. We know we are going to be solid at the back now completely. But again, there was just no effort in terms of attack-wise from Everton. It was just an absolutely toothless performance from Everton yesterday. Not that we're bothered, since we like to call them the Scouse Mackhams. And it was just great to get another win at home against them yesterday as well. That's 3 times in a row we've beaten them at home as well. Wasn't probably as good as the game last season, but hey-ho, it's still another win in our hands. Not to mention, it's another clean sheet for us as well.
I mean, every game we're going to, our defence is more solid. It's more tight. It's a tighter group at the back. And but I think I've got to make one change for Sunday, is that he's going to have to start. I'll say it, but you'll keep his place. We'll have to start Mark Talker, because we're going up against Youngman Son on Sunday. We need a recognisable left back playing on Sunday.
I mean, I thought Byrne did very well yesterday. I was a little bit concerned again, but considering how Everton didn't offer nothing going forward, I thought Byrne did well to deal with Anthony at times, definitely as well. And as soon as those long balls that Everton were playing, Dan Byrne was just reading them far too comfortably. He was like, I'm having this. I'm getting my head on this. This is not going to anyone else except from me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Dan Burn was decent last night because Gordon was poor. I mean, for me, he should have been sent off for what he did. I mean, why come up and do that? Because he just wants to get himself sent off, but yet he was disappointing for an Everton's perspective because he just didn't offer nothing.
No, he just didn't at all, did he? I thought he was going to be one of those players that was going to possibly try and give Dan Burn a torrid time, but obviously he didn't. That was the thing. I said Calvert-Lewin to me just didn't look fit at all yesterday. I didn't think Maupay did anything when he come on as well, I must admit. But, well, we've got to talk about the goal. I mean, it's the pass from Bruno, and Miggy just takes that first time, and it's just in the back of the net. I mean, Pickford's just not saving that at all.
No. I was sitting right in front of, like, where he took the shot, I thought, because he was direct in front of me, and I thought, this could go in. And it did, I thought, wow. Just wow. I mean, Pickford couldn't save it because, yes, not just because he's got T-Rex arms, but he wouldn't see Alisson do that. He wouldn't see a top keeper do that because of how high it was going and then going down. Like
it was starting to dip, as well. That's why I said no keeper saves that for me at all. I mean, Miggy is just getting better and better at this club now. He's now not frightened. He's really starting to come confident now when it comes to the long-range efforts now, because it's going to try and wait the goalkeeper, because majority of times they're going well off target. They're going to the corner flags. He had a one in the second half, which did go over, but just... but that one yesterday was just absolutely fantastic. And look at the way Eddie Howe transformed him now.
I mean, Benitez liked him when obviously he was his last major signing at Newcastle before he left in the summer. I mean, 20 million, 24 million from the MLS.
Yep.
I think that's a decent little bit of business. Yes, he's had like a few blips along the way, but I think this is the Miggy we've got from the MLS, what we brought in, because he was scoring goals for fun with Atlanta and playing with Josef Martinez, who I would have took in Newcastle, but somehow he's still at Atlanta. But I mean, he's back to his usual self when playing at Atlanta and the MLS, scoring goals for fun and assisting goals for Josef Martinez.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bruno was unlucky on 2 occasions. Both just went wide of the post. I mean, the one on his right went a little bit more off target than the one on his left foot as well. But so unlucky for that. Again, it was putting himself about throughout the game yesterday, Bruno. And it just, imagine if one of those went in. But very unlucky not to score yesterday.
It was unlucky for Wilson not to score that bicycle kick as well, because I think he should have scored that.
I mean, it was Cody who got the blocking, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cody is a really good centre back, you've got to admit.
Mm-hmm.
And he does show leadership as well. So yeah, imagine if that one went in, but it was good defending from Everton for that, again through Connor Cody put his body out to stop that from going in. But yeah, where I'm up to in my comments, I actually forgot Everton had a shot. Yep. They reflected what their team and manager did on the pitch, in my opinion. Well, from the Everton stats, 1 shot on target. Fair enough that 50% possession, but those 1 shot on target, it just reminds you of Bruce Ball, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I think we look decent. I think because going obviously we've never played that. That's the second time I've ever seen us play well against Everton because, yes, going back to the second half under Benitez, but that's the best game I've seen ever against Everton.
It could be up there, yes. I mean, Everton were just toothless, in my opinion, and one shot the whole game. And the fact is, I've seen a lot of Everton fans, they get worried that they're going to be sucked right into a relegation battle again for a second time in a row this season.
I mean, I obviously see. I had a little look through the comments from the Everton fans saying that the problem is the final third. They were worried about the final third because I seen some of them saying that the final third isn't good enough. They need to change and that's what I've seen from Everton fans out there are starting to get worried about the final third.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sunderland fans was actually more bothered about the result than Everton was. Wow, Jesus, because it was Pickford there. Truls, good afternoon, hope you're well. Too as well. Liam says, hopefully we finally beat Everton at Goodison Park. We've got to try to, when we go down to their place. I mean, we've got to try and beat them at their place this time as well.
I mean, when obviously John Lennon came back from the dead and hung himself at the goal post, I would have happy took. If it wasn't for him, I would have happy took a point.
I mean, that just time wasted the whole game, didn't it?
No.
And all that stoppage. Not to mention how we switched off at the back when Iwobi scored as well. So we don't want to see one of that again. But True says, watched a couple of post-match evidence streams and at least one or two of them said they are tired of their players diving at any chance. I mean, yeah, we'll get that onto that moment. I think we was tired yesterday. We were a little bit as well. If Everton go down, let's have a party at your house, Peter. Hi, Lewis. Hope you well. It's embarrassing, Truls. I know our players can dive, but they take it to another level. It can be only your tactic to win a game. Let's get on to him. Him there. Sorry, but he's just a diving little shit.
I said to my cousin last night, how did Tottenham and Chelsea put him for 60 million? I do not know.
Well, we were going to go in after him in the summer as well. I think we've really, truly dodged a bullet there. Yes, you might show glimpses of talent, but we don't want a player who dives a lot in games because it just gives us a bad name in a way. And it's going to give Everton a bad name in this way.
I mean, Onana was diving a bit as well. Well, some of them were as well, but for me, that's not good enough. Not good enough because they were diving because one, they weren't good enough, and two, they wanted a foul so they can try and get back in the game.
I mean, now they should be clamping really hard down on this diving now. They should be dishing reds out for it now, not yellow cards. Red should be given for these now because it's just sudden blatant cheating in a football match now. It just ruins a game of football, and they need to take action into this now.
I don't know why it's not getting looked into because it's just embarrassing because I don't know why because they're just diving around, not getting too much fuss and just needs looking at new.
Yep. They should be giving reds out for this now.
Exactly.
I know when Kieran Trippier went up to him and said, "Why are you what you doing? Why are you diving like that for?" And then they started to get a bit of an argy-bargy with each other. Fabian Schär comes right over, and then he pushes Anthony Gordon away from Kieran Trippier. And then it started to kick off them. So, yes, I can understand that Fabian Schär was booked for pushing Anthony Gordon. Of course, Gordon did get booked as well for having a barge, but it should have just been a straight out yellow for the dive.
Exactly.
I mean, the linesman should be looking at that better as well because it was right close to where he was standing.
I mean, why did the linesman not do anything? Because I don't know, because I couldn't see it properly, but because I was sitting in the leaders. But I mean, why
It
did he
was
not give it? Why
it
did
was
he not
right
give
there on
it?
my end.
I mean, why did he not get anything for that? It just doesn't.
All he's got to do is look at that properly, wave his flag the other way, as to say he's dived. Then the referee can go right up to him and immediately book him for that.
Exactly. I mean, he should have been booked. Well, he got booked anyways, but he should have just got sent off for that.
And yet they need to start dishing reds out for these now. It's cheating. You try to cheat in a football match, off you go. Down the tunnel you go. There's an early bath for you, because it's ruining a game of football, and they're going to continue to keep on doing it. They're going to continue to do it now.
It's just not good enough. Just isn't it? I mean, why come out and do it?
I don't know. Well, True says, why not send half of the Everton team to the Olympics? They will do very well at diving. Absolutely. Lord, take lessons from Tom Daly.
Mm-hmm.
Sky Sports tweeted, "We are demanded to meet Neymar's demands. Wish they can stop this bullshit and give our fans a bad name." Absolutely, they need to stop with this false rumors now. It's not just going diving; it's his whole attitude. Been taking lessons from Dali Ali before he went to Turkey. Yeah. But Big Joe and Longstaff give the ball away too many times yesterday. Thank God we have a great defence, actually the best in the league at the minute. I mean, them two went fantastic yesterday, I've got to admit. Of course, Joe Linton didn't make the second half because of apparent knee injury. Now, we'll hear more on that from Eddie Howe either tomorrow when he gives his next press conference before we take on Spurs. Of course, Joe Linton was booked in the first half. And then he made a silly challenge after that, which he got away with, of getting a second yellow. So whether injury or not, it was definitely the right move for Eddie Howe to take him off and not bring him on in the second half.
It was because you never know, something might happen, like and the injury probably gets worse, or somehow he gets a second yellow card for something, because he was already on a yellow card. But I don't know if it was for, obviously it was for the knee injury, but it was a good idea just to take him off, just in case he actually did get a second yellow, because I would have been fearing the worst if he did get sent off.
Yeah, I mean, he was running the risk from doing another silly challenge after being yellow carded. So I know it was an injury, but I think it was the right thing for Eddie Howe to take him off. Hopefully his injury is not too serious, because we'll definitely need him for Spurs away. But I thought Willock did well when he came on in the second half. It was good to get that, to take Joe Linton off, get another centre of midfielder on. Joe Willock, and I thought Joe Willock, again, he sold a play, was really, really good. He had a couple of opportunities, which he did miss. But Joe Willock's just getting better and better now.
Willock was okay. Yes, he came on because of Joe Linton, but he was playing against a really poor Everton side, and he was decent. I was happy with him.
Was. Absolutely. I'm slightly frustrated Wilson's not getting a lot of chances to himself. He had one which was a header, which was caught, and he did try that bicycle kick, which was blocked by Connor Cody as well. But that's the thing. But the thing is, it's amazing how he could well be playing 3 games in a space of a 3 games in a space of a week, pretty much.
It's mad because he's known to have like hamstring niggles, hamstring injuries, but
yeah,
I'm surprised he came through the Man United game and the game spotted in the space of 2 days.
I mean, we now just need him to stay fit before the World Cup now, because Isak's out until after then, and we don't trust Chris Wood at the moment. No. So that's the thing we need to do, is just to keep Wilson fit now before the World Cup starts now.
Mm-hmm. Just hope, because Wilson's the only thing we've got, unless like somehow the promoting like Dylan Stevenson or Michael Dewey from Unit 23s, because for me Chris Wood isn't good enough. We need some young blood up top, like if Wilson gets injured. We've got Isaac, who was young blood, but just like from the Premier League too.
Well, that's the end. He's not going to be back till after the World Cup's finished, by the looks of it. Shelby made the bench again yesterday, but didn't come on again. Could we see him make an appearance against Spurs? Even though I don't think he'll stop, but could he make an appearance from the bench this time?
Oh, hopefully, because he's been on the bench for the last 2 games, and I feel like this could be like half an hour of the second half on Sunday at Tottenham.
It could be. I think Eddie Howe's just been a bit. He's just being careful with them, so he's not going to catch. He's not going to catch another injury. But we might see him against Spurs for a little bit. Not starting, but I think we may see him come off the bench at some point as well, definitely. How much noise did Everton make? I thought the fans were quite quiet, I've got to admit.
For me, for a while, we're sitting there a bit loud and patches, like at 0-0, and then obviously in some bits in the second half. But you would have seen it. Apparently, all the fans left at the 70th minute.
Wow. I think they've probably just seen enough. But how you've travelled at least nearly three and a bit hours from Merseyside to come all the way up to Newcastle?
Because I seen on social media that patches of the section of the Everton section were just empty come 70th minute.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm surprised you didn't see it, because you sitting right direct in front of the away fans.
Yeah. Agreed, Jules. Don't think Joe was fully fit from the outset, but he was one foul away from a second yellow, and Longstaff's timing was off. Yeah, it was. Trippier should have went down as Gordon put his head on our head, and that would be a red card offence. The fact is, I don't think Trippier would make amends of that. No. I mean, we got into a body. I don't think Trippier would embarrass himself and go down like that if he was barely touched, if there was a bit of head-to-head coming together. He was just really cheesed off the way Anthony Gordon just dived.
I mean, obviously, while we're sitting, because something happened. He was complaining because he didn't get the ball, because he was like obviously complaining because apparently there was like a scuffle, and then obviously he was 40-40 Everton go throw, but it was Newcastle. But he was just whinging. He was whinging for the majority of the game.
Yep. Leaps is still waiting for the December and January fixtures to be confirmed, so I can book my travels for Fulham at home. It's not far to November, for fuck's sake. Yeah, we've got to hear something on that very, very shortly, unless they're just going to keep it to the schedule, to the days they've gone with it. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of those are changed.
I genuinely want the Fulham game to get changed, because something happens on the same day.
Yeah. Jarrod Gillett is the ref against Spurs. Oh, crikey. He was ranching against Man City, where he mistakenly said Kieran Trippier off. Yep. Chronicle should know better. They used to be a reliable source of NUFC information. Yeah, that they certainly did. There's a lot of people who are really getting disinterested with the Chronicle now.
I mean,
indeed, there's.
I just want to say, I'm surprised, because the Chronicle's a reliable source, as you say, but people rely on Keith Downey now, not the Chronicle.
Or Sky Sports in general. That's where they rely to. I mean, some people do rely on Craig Hope as well. That's another one they like to rely on as well. Top coach is Jack Grealish. I wish he slagged off Wood as well. Lord. Yeah, that would have been hilarious, wouldn't it? But there you are. Second half, again, there was not a lot of chances in the game, but we just did enough to win the game. Even though, what I liked, there was a great pass from Fabian Schär that found Elliot Anderson in the box, but it was just good defending again from Everton at that point. Imagine if he managed to get that on target, and that would have went in the back of the net as well.
I mean,
which probably would have.
I mean, when Elliot Anderson came on, he had a decent game, but.
Yep, and Eddie House come out and said he is now not far away from a starting a game now in the Premier League, which is good, which is great.
Hope it's Sunday. And I just want to say, for the first time ever, I'm praising Tarkovsky because he was not bad on last
He
night.
wasn't too bad. I thought the London Everton's defender was not too bad as well, but there you are. But again, Ali Anderson, if it's not against Spurs, could it be against Villa? You never know. If it's against Villa, that would be great. Or if it's definitely if it is happening Sunday, that would be great as well. I mean, Murphy wasn't too bad yesterday, I thought. I mean, he had that chance which did go over the crossbar, but it wasn't too far away, I thought.
I mean, for more front three to Everton's, ours was much better.
Yep.
Because I mean, Everton did nothing going up front. We did. I think Gordon and Calvert-Lewin's too busy concentrating on their fashion. They won that.
Yep, absolutely. Liam says, surprised Luke Edwards still allowed to report on the club as he hates our fans. I still kind of get away with Luke Edwards. I mean, he just talks so much out of his arse 9 times out of 10.
Steve Bruce's bum buddy, man.
Yep. Miggy man of the match, in my opinion, guys. Yes.
Yes.
Easily, because it's that goal you've got to love from him as well. And again, he's so full of confidence at the moment. And now you're just going to see goals from him at the moment, which is good. Liam says, I would love a win against Villa. To me, Villa will win that. I think we'll win against Villa at all. I think Villa are just incredibly poor at the moment as well. I think Gerrard's really under the cosh now. And I think he's probably going to be the next manager out the door if more poor results start happening again.
I mean, they're playing tonight, don't they? Villa.
Get away to Villa tonight.
Who are they playing? Fulham.
Yeah, it's Fulham after that. Then after that, Brentford at home.
And us away.
Then us at our place. I mean, if there's no improvement from them, Gerrard's could well be out the door. I mean, if they don't win against Brentford, it could be utterly toxic for them.
I mean, they play Fulham tonight. Fulham aren't on the same team like last time winning the Prem. They were much better side than the Marco Silva. And if they win the night, I think Villa are going to have to show Gerrard the door.
Well, they're going to have to, but it's who they're going to bring in. There was talks of either Emery or Pochettino, but I can't see any of them taking that.
He'll probably go into Bristol City, him.
Okay, good afternoon. Hope you're well. Villa fans, they want Steven Gerrard out. It's just not working out for him at Villa at the moment. I mean, he's come from the SPL all the way to the Premier League. Two different leagues in terms of quality and things like that. And he's just really struggling at the moment.
I mean, SPFL isn't like the Premier League, because the Scottish Premier League is just Celtic Rangers every season. That's it.
Well, yeah, hopefully Gerrard is still in charge for our game. If he is, we're winning that. Easily. The media's still defending Gerrard. They wouldn't if he wasn't English. They are. Absolutely, that's it. The Scottish League is League One standard. It's not fantastic, is it?
No.
It really, really isn't. And it's just not working out for Gerrard as well. I mean, I think Coutinho's been really poor since joining them from joining permanently. And fair enough, it was Chelsea they played up against, but the other games, they don't win that, then Gerrard's really under the cosh. He really, really is. As well. Nick Pope had nothing to do yesterday for us, so he may as well have had a deck chair in front of him because he had nothing to do, and our defence was just great when it needed to be.
I mean, Nick, because Nick Pope didn't do anything because Everton's front three were just garbage. If something doesn't happen in January with their front three, I mean, they're going to go down, and I think they're tipped to go down because they're not. To be honest, they're not the same with Charleston now.
Well, they're not really, are they? I mean, but yeah, I mean, I thought Pope's distribution again was really, really good for me. Again, he knew when the ball was his when he needed to get there as well. And that is England's number one goalkeeper. So Chelsea was poor against Brentford. I finished 0-0 in that game yesterday, which I was a bit shocked about. In the middle of our goal, Nick Pope. What's news on J7? I haven't heard anything yet, but we'll hear more from Eddie Howe most likely tomorrow if there's going to be any more news on Julian, who was a knee injury that he had to come off with. So hopefully it's not a serious one. Nick Pope may as well read the newspaper again because he had nothing to do. And again, Everton's chance, it was a header which was over the bar from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Again, just looks so unfit for me yesterday because he's been out with injuries. This was his first start yesterday in a while. He just didn't look fit at all. Everton got Crystal Palace at home next. Yeah, they do, don't they? Sunderland fans think we're jealous of John Pickford. We're not jealous of John Pickford. Why would we want to be jealous of him?
Exactly.
We're not jealous of him. We're happy with our squad, and we'll continue to support them still. But we're not jealous of John Pickford at all.
At least we're not in the same position as them, like Everton.
Absolutely. I mean, the T-Rex, the blow-up dinosaurs were going to be there, obviously, again, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the stewards had to take it off the fans, unfortunately. But yeah, and we knew that was going to happen yesterday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I love the dinosaur and the Gallagher guys. We certainly did, didn't we? It was just so funny to watch.
It was in my end before, like when obviously we were coming out the pitch where Everton were like where I sit in the leads as he was like right at the bottom as well. I thought it was just funny.
Yeah, it certainly was, wasn't it? Could be worse, Liam. They may think we're jealous of their club. Nah, we're certainly not. We're not jealous of any football club now.
No.
Absolutely not. Even last season, Pope conceded less goals and Burnley still got relegated. They did. They certainly did. But again, remember we used to be known for conceding loads of goals, particularly under Steve Bruce and other poor management. But now we've only conceded 9 goals this season in total. And apparently we're top of the list of goals conceded.
I mean, obviously, no disrespect to like previous managers apart from the one who got sacked this time last year.
Yep. 1 year anniversary till he was out the door.
I mean, Benitez was like hot and cold, but Steve Bruce was just conceding goals there, fighting centre. But like once we got 1-0 up, like in games, sat back. Like if we get beat like 1-0, we'll go up at the end score because we did it against Bournemouth. Yes, it was a penalty, but we know how to go up and score.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was it. I mean, whatever Sharky was saying on the fan reactions, it was similar to like under Rafa a little bit, where we knew how to just grind out a result and see it to the end. As well, he said the game yesterday reminded him a little bit like that because we didn't have a lot of chances in the second half, but that goal from Miggy was just enough for us to win the game. At times we weren't at our best, a lot in the second half, but we just knew we were going to see out that result because of how poor Everton were.
Mm-hmm. And some of the players knew that Everton weren't good enough, especially like Nick Pope as well. He knew that Everton's front three weren't good enough. I mean, he should have just sat down, had a lie down on the pitch because nothing was happening.
No, it certainly wasn't it?
No.
Like Eddie says, he wouldn't swap Pope for anyone. I said he wouldn't at the moment, and I said he wouldn't be taking Dubravka back at the moment.
I think he'll go. I think he'll go abroad in the summer.
To me, he can leave either permanently in the January or the end of the season. He can leave now for me.
But the one thing is, he won't get past it here in Man United. Like,
He's not. I don't know why he's just got to sit on the bench again, as we've discussed so many times before. But nah, I don't want him back at this club now. We've got a really good international goalkeeper now. Why we don't need Dubravka? His attitude stunk when Pope came in, and there was a chance that his place was going to be under threat. And Dubravka just spat his dummy out and thought, well, I don't want to be here anymore. Well, it's like now, with any place, if they don't want to be here now, well, you know where the door is now. If we get a decent offer in, door's there. Out you go. That's how it is for me now. I've heard... Oh, there's one before that. Look who we had to play against. Man City, Liverpool and Man United. Absolutely. Man City, that was a great get, a 3-3 draw. Liverpool, we were utterly robbed in that game. And Man United, we did well to get a point, even though we should have had a penalty. Joe Linton missed those opportunities as well. Imagine if those had went in and we got that penalty. That would have been something as that. I've heard that Christian Pulisic just wanted to join us in January. I think he would be a good signing for us.
A lot of players want to join in January simply because of what's happening so far this season.
It's because of the project at the football club now. That's what they're looking at now, which is great. Apart from Bournemouth, we played well in games. We really, really have. Bournemouth was just an off day for us. Palace, it wasn't great, but we were robbed of a VAR decision that we were robbed of a goal that should have counted. Zaha is free in the summer. I wouldn't have Zaha. That to me, that's another player who dives a lot as well.
I mean,
no matter what you think of him,
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's Southampton's talisman, but dives a lot. And,
I don't want players like that in the side.
He's Southampton. He's not Southampton. Crystal Palace lad, and he might want to stay. He might want a new contract.
If we win so ties in the second half, guys, we would have ruined them. We're certainly one off. We're about to give another team an absolute battering again very, very soon.
Hopefully it's Sunday.
Hopefully Sunday, or it could be Villa at home. Kev says, no way Zaha. It doesn't sound like he would. Dubravka isn't welcome back for me. Going into Man United is taboo, in my opinion. Well, it certainly is. It certainly is. I mean, he can go leave for all I care now. Nick Pope.
Who's want to go there, man? Bunch of tourists.
No. Nick Pope for me gets the number 1 jersey next season.
Why would Dubravka want to go and play in front of a bunch of tourists, man?
Yeah. Mac debates, I'm fed up with winning all the time. we weren't used to winning that, were we? But look at what we do now. We don't need Zaha, in my opinion. No, we don't. I think there's other better players out there. I agree, Truls. I'm dubious of dealing with Premier League clubs. They've shown nothing but disrespect. I'd be more inclined towards European clubs. Yeah, possibility. Like we've been linked with, like Moussa Diaby. I keep forgetting the bloke from Shakhtar Donetsk again. But everyone know who I'm on about. So there. And Liam says, I only know one Man United fan from the Manchester Arena. Wow, really? Wow. But there. So there you go. Agree 100%. Yep, I know a lot of these Premier League clubs have given a lot of disrespect from our club because of why we've had our takeover. We wanted rid of Mike Ashley. The new owners have got ambition. They've got a project in this club, and they're definitely taking this club forward now. Mudryk, that's it. I keep forgetting his name, from Shakhtar Donetsk. But that's another great player. That would be great to join us if we got him. Thoughts on the Super League being spoken about again? The Super League can piss off for all I care now. We shouldn't be. It's just why? We don't need the Super League back again, do we? Or the Super League bollocks back again? Keep the well away from it. Just completely get rid of it altogether. Because otherwise fans will protest again from other clubs. will go protesting about again, and it's not going to turn out nice at all. The Super League is there to help Barcelona financially, no other reason. Well, yeah. Which players do you think Eddie Howe will sell in January? Wow. Who do you think Eddie Howe could sell in January?
Chris Wood.
He could do. He is linked with a move away.
Dorlo, because I think we need of it. Yes, or I forgot, put Karius. I'll probably sell Dorlo and get Karius a new deal.
Well, I think Karius is just here for short term.
But I think against Palace in the cup, I think he should give like a little tryout, and if he's good, then extend his contract.
Mudryk sounds like Modric, and he's been one hell of a player. I think Modric was more of a centre midfielder, whereas Mudryk is a winger. But again, really good player, Mudryk. I've seen people say the Super League to replace the Champions League. Bollocks to that. What do you think, guys, of the Che Adams as a replacement for Wilson or a backup striker? I think we'll get better than Che Adams.
I mean, I think because obviously Southampton have been poor this season, and we need better quality like for cover, because yes, we've got Isaac, but possibility of selling Wood and Wilson not as fit enough during the full season, so we need like a better striker up top for a cover, which we need.
Yep.
And
will we see Lascelles as captain again?
Nah, he's finished. Because you know why? Trippier has a much better captaincy, and he's a proper leader than Lascelles.
Absolutely is. Truls got to go. Have a great evening. Take care, Truls. Well, who we sell depends on who we bring in. Pointless leaving ourselves short. Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. So that's a good point. I mean, because we've got to bring some other players in as well. What about the Blackburn striker, Brereton? I think that's his name. Yes. He's not a bad... I've seen him play.
I wouldn't. I would give him a chance. Did you not see that? Did you not see that goal what he scored against Sunderland on Tuesday?
Yes, I did see that. That was a good goal, wasn't it?
I mean, I would take him. I would give him a chance because he's never played. He's played majority of in the Championship, and he's played for Chile as well. So I think he needs to have a chance in the Premier League.
He could do. I think he will go there one day.
Peter, look at one of the comments, please.
I'm going to get around to that because I know who it's from. And I'm going to say they've utterly had a Sinclair. They've really had a Sinclair here. So, yeah. Should Howe sign a striker in January given Wilson's and Isak's record? Do you think we should?
Hopefully. I mean, we could get Everton Diaz in January or somebody else on loan, but for me, I think if he sells Wood, then he'll have to get a replacement in.
And here is the comment. You've had a Sinclair again, Joe Linton. No. Why do we want players that are way past the regime now? He is a good one, Liam, but we're in a better position now. Yeah, we are. Well, Elliot Anderson started ahead of Murphy against Spurs. He could. If
Hopefully.
not, there's a chance of against Aston Villa. Did you see the Newcastle fan in the black bin in against Sunderland? Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I seen that.
He was taken out. He was removed there from the stadium. We still need a wing in January, in my opinion. Yes, we still need another winger. Because we've seen glimpses of Murphy, but we don't know, is it still enough? Fraser is still be disappointing. He wasn't too bad yesterday, but again, it's not been enough. Has it? So another winger makes sense to bring one in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. It just does make sense just to bring another one. There you are. So, well, on to the final part of the show, and you know what that is. It is the good old player ratings as well. Of course, so you kick it off, Mason, with Mr. Nick Pope.
I would give him a 6 barely because he didn't do out in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he had nothing to do, really, did he? His distribution was good, so I think a 6 would be good, is fine. Even a 7 would be fine as well, to give him that, because he had next to nothing to do, pretty much, did he? In terms of saves, because he had no saves he had to pull off. Would you go for Ivan Toney? Would Brentford sell him to us?
Nah.
I'm not so sure now. Probably not, as well. Right, for me, Mr. Kieran Trippier, and I'll give him an 8. Again, just shows leadership on the pitch, doesn't he? And the way he just went up to Anthony Gordon and says, "Why are you diving like that for?" It was pathetic. And that's what Kieran Trippier is about. He's just shown leadership, and he's not frightened to bollock players from either his own team he plays with or from other opposition he plays for as well, because that's what he's about. And that's why I'll give Trippier an 8. 10 for Miggy. We'll get on to him in a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can James Madison play on the wing? Yes, he can. He has before. Not sure. Dinosaur gets a 10. Right, listen, Mr. Fabian Chair.
8.
Yes.
He was part of that defence. What was just unbelievable last night. Obviously, he was another one who went with Anthony Gordon to confront him of why he dived along with Trippier, and it was just an all round good night for him and Sven Botman.
Said he was, and I will take his partner alongside him, as you mentioned, Mr. Sven Botman, and I'll give him an 8 as well. Again, just did what he had to do, didn't he? In terms of defending, his passes he could pick out as well are just really, really good, as well. And that, you know why we've brought him in, and he just has to play week in, week out. As I've said so many times now, he just has to play week in, week out, for me now. Right, listen, Dan Byrne.
I would give him a 7 because he had to come up against Anthony Gordon, who was poor. Who was really poor last night, and he did nothing wrong. And his passing was good, and yeah, it was no good. It was good. He was good last night. He didn't do nothing because Gordon was poor. Poor. But
I mean, I would have given Dan Byrne an 8 as well, but 7. Yeah, I mean, again, everyone's gonna have a different rating, but yeah, I thought he did very well yesterday as well, Dan Byrne. It's just Sunday. Do you put him in against Spurs? That's the thing. He was just, because Gordon was very, very poor yesterday for me, and Dan Byrne was reading a lot of the long balls so easy, as well. Well, so there you are. Right, on to the midfield 3, and I'll start with Bruno, and I'll give him a 7. I mean, he was unlucky with those chances. He really, really was. One of those should have just went in, shouldn't they? I mean, the left one wasn't far away, but the left one, he kind of scuffed it a little bit, didn't he?
I mean, obviously 7's good, and because he was good last night, his passing was good. I mean, yes, I would have been happy if he scored because he would have got higher in the ratings, but nothing was wrong with Bruno last night, other than he should have got a goal.
Yeah. You can take his other Brazilian teammate, Joe Linton. Not one of his good games, was it?
I would give him a 6 because he didn't last the full game, though, so either a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, I think one of those two are fine.
Because I think his distribution wasn't good last night.
I mean, he was booked, and then he put in a silly challenge after that, didn't he? And he could have run the risk there. He had to be taken off with an injury as well. I think, yeah, a 6 or a 5 is good. And because he only played a half as well. He only played the first half, and he didn't make the second half as well. Right, then, I'm going to take Sean Longstaff, and I will give him a 5. A lot of balls he give away. I remember Paul Counting said at least 7 times he was doing that. I mean, is he going to be rested for Sunday? We'll wait and see. But it was just a little bit of sloppiness a lot of the time from Sean Longstaff as well. So I think a 5. is
I
what I'm
think,
going to go.
to be honest, I just want to cut in here. I think he needs to start Willock on Sunday. It'd be good for the Arsenal fans because it's against Tottenham because he might score.
Yes, and Joe Willock knows those type of games as well, doesn't he?
He's always up. He's always up against Tottenham because when he came on loan, when he came on, he scored an equaliser. So I would start Joe Willock because he's always up for Tottenham.
Yeah, it really, really is as well. Right then, Mason, you can take him, Mr. War Miggy.
It's 10 out of 10.
Oh,
What a game! What a game last night.
I mean, the strike is just beautiful, isn't it?
I'll be pissed off if he doesn't get goal of the month. Like, I'll be pissed off if he doesn't because that goal should be goal of the month.
It could well be, couldn't it? It's got to be in their contention for goal of the month, hasn't it?
And he's going back with Miggy. His all-round play was unbelievable.
He's just coming better and better now, isn't he? He's just full of confidence. You just wish he had a right foot. That's the thing at the moment. But other than that, he's just a joy to watch at the moment, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, he certainly is. Right, for me, Jacob Murphy, and I'll give a 6 for Murphy. Again, it wasn't great at times. I thought his shot that he had wasn't too far away, but it was not too bad, but it wasn't fantastic as well. That's why I'll give Murphy the 6. Not too bad, but not fantastic at times. And he was a little bit unlucky that he didn't score that a 10th. And Devin says Miggy is definitely a 9 or a 10. Oh, those thingies are coming in.
Yeah, reach it, Maz.
Oh, God, yes. Hold on while I just get rid of those stupid things. I mean, why? Why are you trying to send out crap like that? Whoever is doing it, just needs to pack the fucking of whatever it is because it's not funny, it's not stupid, and then it's just not. It's just boring as anything now. So there you are. Oh, 10. There you are. And last Mason, Callum Wilson.
I'll give him a 7.
Not too bad, yeah.
He's had a few shots. That basically kick where hit off Cody. To be honest, if Cody wasn't there at the right time, I think I would have went in. So I think he had nothing else to do other than take a few shots. So I would give him a 7.
Yep, I think it wasn't. I thought again, Holder play did well. I mean, just needs to try and get more chances, doesn't he? That is the thing. Right, onto the substitutions. And the first one that came on was Elliot Anderson. And I'm going to give Anderson a 7. I thought he did well when he come on. I mean, the ball which he managed to receive from Fabian Schär was absolutely fantastic. It really, really was, definitely as well. It's just absolutely fantastic. It really, really was. And I thought he's now within a chance of starting now, Ellie Anderson, which is good. Eddie House come out and said it, and I'm liking that. I'm really, really liking that. Name says I want Willock to score and celebrate in front of the Tottenham fans like Adebayor did. Oh, wait a minute. I've forgotten Willock because he came on early in the second half. How the frickin' hell did I forget that? So, Mason, you can take him.
He is. Because his all-round distribution was really good last night. I was really impressed with him.
Yep, absolutely. I've had a bit of a Sinclair there. I should have went straight into Joe Willock because he made the early appearance. Hey, how the fuck did I get that? But I've given to you, Mason. What was your rating for him again?
8.
8, yeah. 7 would have been good as well. I thought Joe Willock, his holder play again, was very, very good for me yesterday. And I think he could well start on Sunday against Spurs, definitely. Right, I will take Ryan Fraser and I'll give him a 5. Nothing spectacular from him. I've got to admit, he did manage to get a couple of corners which he managed to whip in, but nothing spectacular again from Ryan Fraser. So that's why I'll give him the 5. Him as well. Anderson was decent when he came on, got stuck in. Happy for him. Yes, we were. And of course, the other substitutions, of course. we did bring on, of course, the other substitution, but it was right towards the end of the game was Chris Wood, but on with very little time remaining for me. So not a marking, or we'll just go down the middle and just go with a standard 5 for Chris Wood. And now, Mason, you, of course, can take the manager anyhow.
Looking at it as well. Happy with keeping the same team, but some of the players were a bit sloppy. In the midfield, I think the midfield was a bit sloppy. And I don't know what he's doing to make it wrong, because he's just a different player.
He certainly is, isn't he?
And the defence was decent again last night, so Eddie Howe again is.
Yeah, that's it. Again, yeah, Joe Linton and Longstaff not having the best of games yesterday. Bruno slightly the better. Definitely as well. But look how he's just getting out with Miggy. It's just absolutely fantastic, isn't it? He's just a joy to watch. And he's getting more goals than Jack Grealish. So again, Jack Grealish, I hope you're watching. Remember when we was laughed at for pointing Eddie how exactly that was willing to give him the chance from the get-go. This manager has got so much long left in his manager time. He's only 44. He's got lots of time remaining in terms of being a manager still.
I mean, he's, along with Graham Potter, one of the best English managers out there, because him and Potter are really, really good on the tactics and like the distribution of each player.
Yep,
yes,
absolutely.
yes. Obviously, Graham Potter just went to Chelsea, and he's getting used to working with like different players. Apart from one, in Cucurella. Cucurella will tell like each Chelsea player what Graham Potter's like to work with.
Absolutely, yes, as well. If we beat Tottenham, we could get top 4. Could well do. Got to be said, Eddie made the subs at the right time. 9 for what? Eddie, yeah, I think 9's a good one as well. Happy with 3 points, but still think Newcastle could play a lot better. Yeah, again, not one of our really good performances, but the way we're just playing on, if we still continue to play like we have been playing a lot in previous games, we're just going to pick up more points, aren't we?
More. I think because we can go out there and try and get either a point or 3 points, because we can do it now.
Absolutely, we certainly can, can't we?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just absolutely brilliant.
It is.
And just so fantastic to watch, to see us play as well. And so far, we're not thinking about relegation at all this season now. We're sitting 6th in the table still. We're 2 points off 4th place. Point behind Man United. I know we're 2 points ahead of Liverpool as well. But look where we are, and look how we've become as a football club as now. I think we can give Tottenham a good go if we play well. We certainly can. We really certainly can. And Tottenham are going to find it hard in a way to break our defence up.
They will. They've got the quality, but it will be tough, because Man United have got the quality, and that we drew 0-0 with them. We can go to Tottenham and do the same.
Absolutely, we certainly can indeed. Well, that is it for today's match review and player rating show. It's been another really, really good show. A lot of things we've talked about from yesterday's game. We've done our player ratings as well, and I think there's been some really good ratings that we've give out for players as well. So there you are. Again, we'll have usual tomorrow PD's football live show at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and Saturday I'm going to do the preview. There will be the preview for the Spurs game as well. Get yourselves on. Feel free to get yourselves on tomorrow night. Again, we'll talk about the game yesterday. We'll definitely talk about going into Spurs as well. And there'll be other football-related stuff which we'll cover on tomorrow's show as well. Not to mention, you know what, as well, when we have an hour of the show as well. So feel free to get yourselves on tomorrow night. And as I mentioned, Saturday will be the preview for the Spurs game. And we'll hear more about in terms of injuries, players to come back, or players who should be fine as well for the Spurs game as well. So there you are, definitely as well. How are the lads? Good show, guys. Thank you very much, Devin. Well, again, that is it. for tonight. See you later, lads. Take care. As well. Well then, guys, until next show, which will be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we shall see you all here. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you all later. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you later.